Okay, so let's do another book inspiration whole thing for, I don't know, today. Let's say for communication purposes. All right, so this is the book I have. The Magic of a Touch. I totally took this from my dad's shelf, so thank you, Dad. I'll bring it back. Right, and it is Revolutionary Ways to Use Your Most Powerful Sense by Suib Cohen. It's especially valuable to those who want to maintain good health as well as those who want to restore it. Okay, so let's pick a page. My nails still look fairly good. All right, okay, so like acupuncture, but I don't know where to start. So let's just do here. Therapeutic touch. Okay. Can you see this? Gotta figure this out. Okay, so a therapeutic touch is best used for illnesses that are stress related, since it helps a patient to relax. His pain and discomfort can be greatly diminished. Also, this is a weird way to. Let me try it this way. Fast backwards. Hold on. What's that? Oh, that's cool. That is a picture that I took. Central Park over the reservoir of the eclipse that happened in September. Cool. Yeah, look, it looks like there's a dragon cloud going over the reservoir. Awesome. Do I have any more here? I do. I only have one. Wait, I'll show you. Wait. Ooh, I should totally show you the pictures I have. I have some really good ones from that night. Okay, back to the book. Okay, so we didn't even finish bullet point 1 yet. We didn't even get there. Okay. This is really weird. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the weird way and see if this works. Okay. Often also his need for medication. Bullet point 2, alleviating the pain from the multitude of problems including headaches, rheumatoid arthritis, muscle spasms, stiffness and soreness of neck, back, or shoulders, or post-operative wounds. Okay. Reducing stress and facilitating the growth and development of premature infants, soothing irritable or sleepless babies, relaxation before the administration of anesthesia, relaxation prior to insertion of cardiac pacemakers, and relaxation for apprehensive dental patients. So go get some acupuncture if you're afraid of the dentist. That reminds me of that song. What's that song? I was scared of dentists in the dark. Riptide. Vance Joy. Conversations, all my friends are turning green. You're the magician's assistant in that dream. Oh, I should do one to that. I have one on somewhere, but not on YouTube. Maybe Facebook. I'll have to find that. I think it's lost in Facebook land though, so I'll make one for YouTube land. Okay, let's go to another page. Okay. Suddenly out of the blue, remembers Elizabeth. His wife, also a friend, bore down on us and literally sat on his lap. Oh my, what did I start to read? In such a way to totally block our eye contact. His neck bent with the sudden weight of her arm as she flung it around him. Oh my! Let's hope this is a therapy session and not another therapy session. Okay. Where am I? Where am I? Okay. His his neck bent with a sudden weight of her arm as she flung it around him. If it hadn't been so sad, it would have been funny. I found it funny. She touched him with every part. Should I read it differently? Should we make this fun? Yeah, let's go for it. She touched him with every part of her body in such a I can't read. Darn it. Proprietary manner. That doesn't sound sexy. Proprietary manner. That the message was unmistakable. My divorce made me a threat, and the conversation as well as the friendship, it turns out, were finished. Dun-dun-dun. What is this? Are we getting anything on this? Oh, look, wait. If we jump over here, it does get to intimate. So I was on the right track. Okay, let's go. Let's go to bullet points. Back to bullet points. Bullet point 1, intimate. From direct contact to between 6 and 8 inches. The amount of space the architect's wife put between herself and her husband to send a message to Elizabeth. Okay, so now that we know this, intimate space is direct contact to between 6 and 18 inches. That's when you're being intimate, yo. Okay. Personal is 1.5 to 2.5 feet. That means you're good friends. Social is 4 to 12 feet. You know, like cocktail party distance. You don't know who's mingling around in those things. Public is 12 to 15 feet, which is why crowded subways feel so oppressive and threatening. Dr. Hall made the point that anyone who imposes intimate touch contact in a social or public place is breaking tactic rules. People protect their space from touch intrusion in various ways. At cocktail parties, they hold drinks in front of them, silently warning anyone who would touch trespass to beware. At meetings, participants often stand with arms crossed and significantly jutted out in front. Warning, don't touch. A good friend who puts her voice just a whit closer than 1.5 feet from yours, or her face, not her voice. When I say her voice, sorry, I told you sometimes my brain and my tongue don't connect, but back to the thing. A good friend who puts her face just a whit closer than 1.5 feet from yours, as she relates a story, makes you somehow uncomfortable. It's not just cricket. It's just not fair to overstep boundaries and take unfair power advantages in doing so. That is the unwritten law. Boundaries. See that? Besides space invasion, power touch can be asserted by a pompous superior to thou gesture, says psychologist Natalie Alon, who made a comprehensive study of singles bars across the country. Oh, I could give her some tips on that. If everyone out there did not know this, I have been bartending a long time in New York City, and I can tell you many stories. But that's going to be that has to be when I'm organized on this thing and perhaps have categories. Yeah, I don't even have a picture uploaded on my page yet because I haven't get to a laptop, so we'll get to that eventually. Okay. Where was I? Oh, yes. Space invasion. Okay. Superior. A pompous superior to thou gesture, says psychologist. Right, we were here. All right. That's right. The singles bars. If anyone waited long enough, Dr. Alon, in almost every bar would eventually appear each night, the specimen. He usually looks like a clothed playgirl centerfold, and he invariably walks across the room, literally pushing people away as if he were saying, "Watch out, I'm coming through and I'm hot stuff." Hot shit. That's a good song. Okay. This man, says Dr. Alone, wanted to be sure that every woman noticed him. He wanted recognition for his fertility and body potency, and the surest way he could get it was to manipulate physically those in his path. Not enough to get a sock in the chin, but enough to make the point. Sometimes one applies to a perfect stranger for a service that only the stranger can provide. In order to provide the service, the stranger must touch you, actually physically manipulate you. Even though you've asked for it, as with when you visit a doctor, the power suggested by such touch intimacy, even allowed touch, can be disturbing if the touch isn't given in the prescribed ways. So, make sure your doctor doesn't make you feel funny. Okay. This is interesting. All right. So the power of touch can be off-putting even when you need it, he comments. And this is particularly true in relationships between professional people and their clients. It's virtually a manipulator to object relationship says Helson. The power always falls to the manipulator. If the touch is from the doctor to patient, golf professional to student, tailor to customer, are disturbingly intimate, the receiver of the touch is at a distinct power disadvantage. That is why Heslin, such professionals seem rather businesslike, even cold, so that it's clear the relationship is not personal but professional, functional, and in our society we often, these lights are weird in here, decry the too cold manner of certain professionals, but the coolness is often a necessity, notes Helson. Moreover, the license is up. All right, do we want to keep going? Shoe salesman can play with your instep, but he better not let his hands wander further up your leg. Oh yeah, that would be really friggin' weird. That's like a living episode from Sex and the City. People didn't know that anymore. All right. Well, that was interesting. So that kind of goes back to if you've watched any of the other videos I put on, I mentioned in one somewhere about, it was the chi one, the prickly feeling in your toe. And when you think about somebody, your intention and thought placement at a distance and that sort of thing, that there's a point with that I totally forgot to mention last time. It's like when you're walking down the street and somebody's staring at you. Or, for instance, I bartend, so once in a while I get that stare that I can feel coming from the customer behind me waiting the whole 20 seconds for his alcohol. You feel that shit, right? So if someone's like looking at you, even from it's a sexy look across the room, so say it's like, you feel that too, right? And then you look up like, ooh, what was that? You notice it. That's the whole chi, the intention, where your thought is placed. So, and it also goes with touch and actual physical space and physical energy that you can feel. So someone, stand with a friend, do this. We'll give you another fun thing to do. Find yourself a sister. Or a brother. Like I have a sister, so she's usually my go-to partner in fun things I think of. All right, so find somebody, and I guess you technically don't have to tell them you're doing it if you want to do it in a store or something. And maybe this is going to be weird. Okay, so say you're in line in a store and you're waiting at like Whole Foods, and you just creep up a little closer. Dude, the person's like, you could totally feel them feel uncomfortable. They feel you before you touch them. Or do it with somebody you know and make it like conscious experiment, which are usually better. like close your eyes or have one person close their eyes and start across the room and see when you can feel. And like have them mess with you, go back up and forward and see if they can do the hot cold thing and tell where you are. You know? Oh my, we're at 15. I don't even know if I can upload this that long, so I'm going to stop.